welcome to Not Made. My name is Rachel, and today we're going to talk about what I made this week. So I had kind of a fun week making different projects that I was just interested in making because I felt like I was not in market prep mode, which, you know, is kind of nice because then you can work on just joy projects. But a little update on that. I actually may end up going to the market next weekend. It's still not quite a done deal because I have to find out if my kids actually have rides to where they need to go or if they are going to need the vehicles. So stay tuned. Next week's video might be all about market. So I'm going to try to nail that down sometime within the next 24 to 48 hours. But I'm going to avoid the market panic and just consider what I have as enough. Obviously, I will still be prepping some things, and I'll talk about that a little bit more later. But for now, let's talk about this week and what I got accomplished. Where to start? I did get to do a pattern test this week as well, so I will talk about that towards the end. But, well, let's start with this one. I feel like this was the first thing I accomplished this week. I made my first Snuggle Beans crochet splooter, and this was Pipsy the pig. I don't have my laptop. Oh no. No, is that right? It was a P name. Like I told you last week, I got 3 patterns for pigs because I was, looking for one that would be a good make for the If You Give a Pig a Pancake book. So I don't know if this is Pipsy or if that was a different pattern, but regardless, this was my first Snuggle Bean splooter. She's got a whole entire splooter series. She's constantly adding to it. I think that they did a tester call like recently because I saw everybody posting the lions and the zebras and there's even a horse mod out for the zebra already. So I'm gonna probably have to buy some more of her patterns. I actually love this. The head, as you can see, is very floppy, and I saw somebody recently and they were like, I don't like the way the head's attached, but I love it. I love the floppiness of critters, and that's one of the things that I struggle with the most with just regular amigurumi. A lot of the plushies aren't very floppy, and I guess I'm more drawn towards like a ragdoll style, so this was perfect. I just love the way you guys, oh my goodness, look at her, absolutely adorable. I just used I was waiting for these eyes. I used their 30mm. I ordered them just off Amazon. It's just a disc. I didn't paint them myself or anything like that. I'm not gonna be doing that anytime soon, but I used like I don't know, a brownish color because I wanted it to kind of match a little with the hooves and the ears. So I think she's adorable, and I stuffed her with poly pellets, so she actually has no stuffing at all in her body part. Just the legs and the head are stuffed, and then in here is just a bag of poly pellets. So she's got a little heft to her, and I love it. I love the way the hooves are, and both front and back feet. It obviously, this took me a long time. The ears are made with 2 pieces each. Obviously 4 limbs, and the head. So I did the entire head is worked first. So I had a whole head ready to go, looking like this, just not attached. And then thankfully the limbs are all crocheted in, so no sewing. The only sewing is actually the ears to the head, and of course the head to the body, which is just like one line. This is the easiest head attachment ever. So I love this, and I'm definitely gonna have to, I just want to keep her. She is too cute. I'm gonna have to do some more of the splooters. I saw somebody this week making a toothless. I guess she has, I don't know if she has a toothless. I know it's Snuggle Beans, but I'm gonna have to check that one out. Well, let's put her somewhere where she can be seen, shall we? Because she is too cute to just leave on the desk. Okay, so that was I made that towards the end of last week because of my work schedule, I try to record and or post these videos on Thursdays or Fridays. But anyway, she was my first make of the week. Then as far as the Poggy's Place pattern pack, my new pattern that I tried out was the chick. Come on, there we go. Yep, little chick. Very, very cute. The chick, chicken, and duck, I think, are all basically the same base pattern. It's just different color changes. So I did the little teeny tiny chick. I did make myself another Stardew Valley chicken because I love this. I love this concept. Okay, I don't even play the game, but I think what I'm gonna do, because like I said, I think that people didn't know what this was. People around here were calling it a pigeon, and I think it's because of the little comb. We have Gamble's pigeons in this area, and they're everywhere. But it's not a pigeon. It's a Stardew Valley chicken. So I'm going to have these guys set in their own little display basket or something with a sign that actually says that, and then I think that people will get it at that point, because when they're just picking them up and they're looking at all of the different options in the bin, I don't think that they understand what it's supposed to be. So I did that one, and then my second one that I hadn't made yet was the monkey. Come on, there we go, with a tail. If it doesn't have a tail, it's not a monkey. Okay, so I like this guy. He worked up cute, and I could see myself doing more of this. And then just for market prep, I did 2 of the capybaras with the lazy eye. So, yep. In my December videos, I was talking about these cappies and how I was running out of this yarn. This is Big Twist plush. No, big Twist what? What's it called? Come on. Yeah, this Big Twist Posh, okay, which doesn't exist anymore. And Michael's kind of has a version of it now, but I don't know their colors. I haven't been able to find a whole lot of options there. So in my December videos, I was really low on this color, and I had been using them for both my little gingerbread men and the cappies. So I had decided to ration it and use it just for the cappies. Well, in my yarn ball, you know, remainders basket, this is what I got going on here. This is only part of it. I found a large-ish ball of this color. So I have plenty to make the cappies. Now I'll probably run out of the lighter brown, the tan, before I run out of that at this point. So anyway, I got those done. All right, so that was as far as I got on the little critterlings with Poggy's Place. So I had to show you something super fun. I had mentioned this in my last video, and it happened. I got a dragon egg. Check that out. I absolutely love these. I know everybody's seen them at this point, but my son has a 3D printer, and I paid him to make these for me, and inside is a baby. So I made this second Diddy Decks this week. Again, I've been using the Bernat baby blanket frosting that I got from Walmart. Somebody else made this pattern. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the pattern. And they had the little spikes going all the way down the back. I don't know if that was something that they did extra or if I missed that in the pattern. I thought it was only just the 3 little head spikes, but I'm okay with it this way. I didn't do the accent on the wings this time, just left it. And I messed this one up again as far as the, I don't know what the deal is. So the pattern has you sew the feet on the legs. I decided I wasn't gonna do that. I'm gonna stitch them in. So I make all the legs first and then I stitch them in. So this time I didn't mess up on the tail. I switched to half double crochets like you're supposed to. I got up here, and then the first round that I put the legs into, that I stitched them in, I switched back to single crochet. So this time I did the body in single crochet instead of the tail. So I don't know. It's a problem, but I think it worked out okay, and it's still just as adorable as can be. So I now have little dragon eggs for these guys. So here's the little blue Diddy in his egg. Fits perfect, actually. That's great. And then, you gotta kind of line it up so that the filament matches. There we go. So it's a color shifting filament. I think it's absolutely perfect. I used the same, I had him do the same one for the Diddy that I made last week, which was the kind of purpley, reddish looking one. So got those two with dragon already in them. And then, what's going on? Come on, I can figure this out. Right? Yeah, there we go. Now we're all set. Okay, and then the other one that I had him make was this color right here. And I haven't decided on the color of dragon that I want to make for this one, so it doesn't have a baby in it, it's just empty. I was thinking of doing, sorry, that's loud. I was thinking of doing a black one, toothless inspired Diddy, but I cannot find my ball of plush black. Like, here's the black section, which I was thinking, like, I should move this pile of colorful yarn over here, since this is kind of where I sit. Not like it matters. It's not like this is an aesthetic background here in my little cloffice, but yeah, I have no idea where the black could have gone. It should be right here. I know I had it. I've used it somewhat recently. Not that I love crocheting with black, but I thought I could do a black Diddy and it would kind of give us that little toothless vibe, but I can't find it. So that's a no-go. So then I'm thinking about doing maybe a white one. White and kind of a teal or whatever color. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, here's the white. So I was thinking about doing white with accents of this color so that it kind of matches the egg a little bit, but I don't know. That'll be a future me problem. So I got the 3D eggs this week. That made me happy, and I made the second Diddy, which you saw. And we're taking a hydration break with some electrolytes. Okay, that was better. All right, next thing that I made is this little bunny. Actually, it's not the next thing. I just finished this one this morning, but I wanted to wait and save the pattern test for last. So this, there's a fun story about this. Now I need to show you. It's in sparkle yarn. Yes, you can see the sparkles. It's got big old eyes. So there's a story behind this bunny. Now this was from Todd and James, formerly Madeline May Co.'s pattern, and first pattern I think I've made of hers. I did buy her piggy pattern when I was looking for pigs, so I'm gonna need to do that one as well. But I worked this one up because here's the story behind it. A while ago, I feel bad about this. We had some neighbors in our neighborhood who became absolutely best friends with our girls, our two youngest girls. And the littlest girl I'd given her a crochet axolotl, which now that I think about it, I believe it was in the same color. So she's gonna have matching crochet stuff from me. She had given me $10. Now, she didn't give it to me personally, or I wouldn't have taken it. She gave it to my girls to give to me, along with a pattern, but let me show you. Okay, this is the pattern book that they had. I think at one point her mom had used it. It's very, or her mom was trying to learn, maybe. I'm not exactly sure what the situation was with that. When was this? Copyright 2019. Okay, so these are all using you know, worsted weight, you know, acrylic yarns. And I'm just not attracted to these patterns. So let me find the bunny if I can. She wanted a bunny, and she found this book, and so she gave me the $10. And wait, what? Oh, okay. Yeah, I can count. Or my girls. She had my girls be the in-between. And this was the, let's just do this. This was the pattern. I don't love it. And it maybe if I worked it up in plush yarn, it would be okay. I'm not crazy about the arms. It's not my style, okay? So I'm sure that somebody is getting a lot of joy out of using this book. But I'm going to return it to them in case they want it, or I don't know, ask them if they want it back. I'm not going to use it. So if they don't want it, then I will probably just, donate it to Goodwill, because somebody out there is going to love to make these patterns. It's just not the one for me. So that was part of my hesitation. Like, I didn't want to use that pattern. I was fine with making her. I was so touched that she wanted to be a customer, you know, and that she had her little $10 and she gave it to me to make her a plushie. So, but here's the thing. I have started, originally she wanted a bunny in pink. So I found, this was on sale at Michael's one time, this color. And so I started a bunny, which I'm going to have to finish now because I've got legs and I've got at least one ear done. But I don't know. You guys tell me, have you ever run into an instance where you have such a mental block over a project that you just literally cannot make yourself do it? I've made this rabbit pattern, this exact one, before. It's a free pattern I found on Pinterest, and I made it for my daughter years ago. So it's not that I can't do that pattern. I just have such a mental block over it, and I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, when I ordered some patterns off of Etsy from Todd and James, I ordered this one, and for some reason the floppy ears were just throwing me for a loop, so I liked these because they don't flop. I don't know why. Okay, there's no rhyme or reason to it whatsoever. So I ordered this pattern specifically so I could make this rabbit so that I could give it to our little friend and return her $10. I'm going to write her a little note and tell her how, you know, amazingly patient of a customer she is, and that I want to give her money back because I would like for this to be a gift. I mean, obviously I wouldn't sell this rabbit for $10. It would be more than that because of the work that's involved. But let me talk about the pattern just a little bit. I just wanted to share that story because that's what this rabbit is represents to me. It's just that whole entire process of getting here from there, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm sure it's fine. And here's what I did. Okay, what are we talking about here? All right, so this pattern has 2, 4, 6 pieces that you have to make first, and then the legs are crocheted in, the arms are crocheted in, but the ears have to be sewn on, obviously. So the head and body are all one piece. It's great. I used big old eyes on this one. It called for, I don't know, I think 12 millimeter, and these are 25 with the glitter backs. Also, oh, sorry, 6 pieces you're supposed to make. So, no, 7, because you're supposed to make the tail separately, which I did not do. Again, I don't like making teeny little pieces that basically look like a bubble. I'm going to turn it into a bobble. And I happen to have this pink, pink faux fur stuff left over from when I did when I did scrunchies. So I just bobbled it. And to me, it looks just like a little rabbit tail. So I'm going to go with that. So yeah, those are the only things that I changed. I did the face shaping slightly different than what her pattern illustrated, just because and because it was easier, because it's what I usually do, and so I was more familiar with it. But that is my story about this fun little bunny, and I'm gonna put it in a bag with a note and get it off to our neighbor. Now they moved, they're not on our same street anymore, but they're still close, so our girls hang out from time to time, and I'm gonna make sure this gets delivered to the correct recipient. Okay, so those are all of the makes, the patterns that I used this week that I have purchased. I think they were all purchased patterns. We got the Piggy, definitely bought that. I bought the Ditty, bought the pattern pack from Poggy's Place, and I bought the Todd and James, aka Madeline Made Co. Bunny. So those were all paid patterns. And then I did do one pattern test this week. It was for Cassie at Pieces of Scrap, and this is the second pattern test I've been able to participate in for her. The first time I did it, it was for the little sock monkey, which is adorable. She's very thorough in how she writes her patterns because she wants it to be as self-explanatory as possible, right? Particularly in view of somebody who might be a less experienced crocheter or brand new even. It's, you know, it's really well thought through. So this week's pattern was, I don't remember the name of it. I don't know if it was Chili Penguin or what, but this is what we got. So this is pretty much no-sew, I would say. She may classify it as low-sew. You can tack down the feet. I mean, you do have to tack down the feet, but they're still crocheted in. It's really, really interesting technique. When I was crocheting the feet, I'm like, what am I doing here? But the pattern was great and got some little penguin feet out of it. So the little flippers are crocheted in, the round actually. So that was an interesting technique also. Obviously you make the, what's this thing called? The scarf. You make the scarf separately, and this could slide off. So the scarf is just attached to itself. I could take it off if I wanted to. And then you have to stitch the hat closed. So there's a little bit of stitching involved, but to me, it's not like really sewing. So just like, this guy was cute. It worked up well. I struggle with penguins sometimes because I feel like because we work in the round spiral, you know, it's really hard to get the white part symmetrical. And there is, you know, it's a bit of you can see it, but it's not as bad on this one as some of the penguins I've tried. I had kind of quit making penguins for that purpose, for that reason, is I could never just get the face to look right. But this one's cute. I did end up having to reposition these eyes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let me tell you about that. So this eye right here, they're still not perfect, but it's better than it was. I had to pull the back of that thing off at least twice. I had to reposition the eye 3 times. So I thought I had it where I wanted it, and then I just snapped the backs in, and it was awful. So fortunately, for some strange reason, because normally I cannot get a back off of a safety eye to save my life, this back was a little more flexible for some reason. I was able to pull it off, which was great because I had to do it twice. But anyway, this guy is super cute. He is coming to market with me next weekend if that's where I end up. And I was excited about getting to do that. I love doing the pattern tests. So so far this year has been great for pattern tests. I had mentioned before that I would like to do more pattern tests this year. I didn't make it like one of my 2026 goals because I can't control that. I mean, I can apply for as many pattern tests as I want to, but I can't control whether or not I get picked. So the fact that I've already managed to do 2 pattern tests in January is just, I mean, I'm just thrilled. It was great. And I enjoyed doing that. This pattern is available tomorrow, January 17th. So if you go to, I'm assuming her Etsy is the same handle at Pieces of Scrap. But if not, find her on Instagram, and I'm sure she'll have a link to the pattern, and it will be available tomorrow, Saturday. So, all right, that is all that I made this week. So we're gonna leave that there. And as far as my week coming up, like I said, I got to figure out this whole market thing. Am I going? Am I not? But if it turns out that I am, I'm going to be focusing mostly on my $5 bin, so my Poggy's Place pieces, because the lower price items are generally what are going to sell for me, and these guys, you know, are going to be higher price items because of the time involved in the materials. So, yeah, so I'm definitely going to be focusing on the little bitties and see if I can get some of those done. I don't know if I'm going to do any more Valentine themed makes. I'm trying to think. I've got some of those Valentine capybaras. Again, this is a smallish market. I already know the foot traffic is not going to be significant based on what has already been said. So I don't think I will. I don't think I'm going to do any more Valentine themed stuff, but I do want to make plenty of the smaller options so that I can have those available for people if they, you know, want to just get something little. So that is going to be the plan going forward. So stay tuned for next week and we'll see what I've come up with. But I've got some really fun ideas or videos percolating in my brain because I have been seeing, well, I've been binge watching other people's content, crochet content, because I'm crocheting. So why wouldn't I? Anyway, I'm getting inspired by people or influenced by people to do certain things and make some kinds of videos that I think are fun to watch and probably fun to make. So stay tuned for that. Come back. I enjoy you being here and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. What's happening?